this message find the right wolf souls at the right time. If Spirit guided you here today, I really don't believe it's by accident. There may just be something here for you over the next 72 hours that your soul already senses. In this reading, we are going to give you a little bit of a guidance before it unfolds, or as it's unfolding, depending on where you find it. Welcome back, my beautiful wolf souls. Today we're doing a little bit of a pick a card reading for the next 72 hours. All right, whether it's in the weekend or during the week, just know that this is a timeless reading for my beautiful wolf souls. So whenever Spirit brings you here, just trust that there is a message here waiting for you. Remember, this is a collective reading, so always take what resonates with your heart and simply leave the rest. Beautiful souls, if you feel called to take a deep breath, relax your mind, and just let your intuition guide you. Don't overthink it, and go to the pile that is calling your attention. So the cards we do have out from the Yin Yang Oracle, Group 1, we have Disharmony, Triggers, Conflict. We have a coin. Right, it's a South African 1 rand coin with a springbok on. And we have the spider charm. Group 2, we have Regret, Repression with the butterfly charm, and we have the, oh, that's upside down. Things might feel like they're upside down. The rainbow charm with the airplane one side and a cloud the other side. And group 3, we have Seeds, Spring. We have the clock charm, and we have a crown charm. All right, the clock is pointing at looks like about 10 to 2. All right, 10 to 2, 10 or 2s could be significant for you. Beautiful souls, don't overthink it. Timestamps are in the description box, and I will check you there. Pile 1, welcome in, beautiful souls. If you chose this card, Disharmony, Triggered, Conflict, and we have the South African 1 rand coin. All right, it's got the springbok on. All right, and we have the spider charm. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button, and let's dive in. All right, and your first card clarifying is Judgment. The number 20 could be significant. Beautiful souls, already feel like the next 72 hours may bring some sort of situation that tested your patience. Yes. Some sort of situation that has been testing your patience. Okay, now don't panic. Spirit's saying don't panic. That doesn't mean something terrible is about to happen. Sometimes Spirit just shows us conflict, not to scare us, but to prepare us, right? So that we can respond differently than we normally do. All right, so Judgment here in your current energy is like a wake-up call, right? Second chances, something about truths coming to the surface, and seeing something perhaps maybe even from a completely different perspective, all right? Now, Judgment has the number 20 on it, which could be important for some of you. Maybe your birthday is on the 20th. Perhaps it breaks down to 2. Maybe you've been seeing double 2s on the clock, or just been seeing number 2s. Even number 20, it could be an age. It could be, even the number 2 could be a house number. Maybe something about the number 2 represented in your chart. All right. Or maybe I'm getting the energy also simply a fresh beginning, a fresh chapter that is beginning. I also feel like over the next 72 hours, the next 3 days, something could finally reach a point where it just something cannot be ignored anymore. From some of you, this is going to be maybe something to do with family tension. Maybe someone has someone keeps making little comments that you would normally brush off, but this time you've had enough. For some of you, this could even be something about a work situation where a co-worker may try to shift the blame, or somebody around you shifts the blame, all right? It doesn't have to be a work situation. It could be a family situation, a friend situation. Maybe someone is questioning you or questioning your work, or maybe it even could be a manager suddenly wants to discuss something that's been building for a while. Now, for those of you, maybe if it's a relationship, okay, this could even be one of those moments where both people have been silently carrying some sort of frustration, all right, whether it's platonic or romantic, both people carrying some sort of frustrations until one small thing suddenly starts, it turns into a much bigger conversation, all right. Now, some of you, if you are single, all right, this may not even be about romance, all right? This could just be you realizing someone in your life no longer matches your energy. Maybe it's a friend or a family member or someone that you've given too much of yourself to, all right? The spider charm, all right? Spiders really could be significant. Spiders also talks about patience, patiently building your web, all right? That's what spiders do, right? They patiently build their webs and they build it thread by thread, right? It's like you're building something brick by brick. And that's exactly how also conflict can begin, right? Where it gets done thread by thread, right? Not just with one huge event, but with lots of tiny things that slowly build over time. Spirit's saying that something about a situation, the situation, all right, that appears over the next 72 hours is not something that will appear overnight. It's something that's been weaving itself together for a while. All right, let's look at your obstacle. The devil, all right, Capricorn energy. The Hierophant, Taurus energy, strong earth energy here, all right. Could have that in your chart, somebody else has. Maybe you have strong placements. It doesn't have to be, it's just energy coming through off the cards. These two cards together actually feel incredibly powerful. I feel like Spirit's asking, what unhealthy patterns keep repeating? The devil isn't always about something dramatic. Sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's people pleasing, sometimes it's staying somewhere because it's familiar instead of because it's healthy, all right? Yeah, the Hierophant also talks about traditions, beliefs, routines, commitments, workplace institutions, marriages, or even old ways of thinking. So, yeah, the two cards together, it feels like someone feeling trapped by some sort of expectations. Maybe you've been telling yourself something that you have to say, you cannot disappoint them, or this is just how it's always been. But Spirit's like gently asking here, is it really? Or have you simply become comfortable carrying something that's become maybe too heavy? Maybe some of you maybe have stayed in a job that's draining you because it feels secure. Or maybe some of you have stayed quiet in some sort of relationship or a marriage because keeping the peace felt easier than speaking your truth. Or even it doesn't have to be a marriage. Maybe it's just a soul connection, or it could be a job or an environment. Maybe you've been the one everyone depends on, and now you're actually feeling exhausted because no one actually noticed how much you've been carrying. For some of you, this could even be about you breaking some sort of habit. Maybe it's negative thinking. It could be self-doubt, overspending, overworking, putting everyone else's needs before your own, right? But whatever this is, like, Spirit is showing you where your chains are, all right? And yeah, remember, Spirit's like saying, like the Devil card just reminds us that many of the chains are actually much looser than they actually appear, all right? But also look here, this person's on a string like puppet, all right? But those strings are thin, all right? The cords can be cut at any time. All right, let's dive deeper and see what is Spirit's guidance. We have the star Aquarius energy, all right? We just had the Aquarius full moon. All right, here's the Lovers. 6 and 5 could be significant, or 65, or maybe you've been seeing 15, 155, all right? If 155 could be, is about change. 167, also it breaks down to 86. 8 and 6s could be significant. We also double 6s, right? 15 breaks down to 6, right? Double 6s could be significant. This is your spiritual guidance here from Spirit, all right? The star and the Lovers, Aquarius and Gemini energy. Beautiful actually energy coming through here, because your guidance here is that after all the tension, Spirit isn't leaving you there. The star is healing, right? It's hope, it's peace, it's trust, it's feeling like yourself again. And the Lovers doesn't always have to mean a romance. It could be a romantic situation. But like I always tell you guys, that it's also about choices. Choosing what aligns with your heart, choosing authenticity, choosing yourself without guilt. The double 6s is catching my eye again, and 6s is also the energy that is connected to love, harmony, family, balance, emotional responsibility. The Spirit is saying something about, with the double 6s, is it's time to restore balance. Maybe some of you have been giving 90% while someone else only gives 10%. Some of you have been carrying emotional responsibilities that just were never yours. Some of you have forgotten to maybe pour back into yourselves. Over the next 72 hours, I feel like, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if someone actually reaches out. Someone comes through to apologize, an apology comes through, or maybe there's going to be some sort of a meaningful conversation, someone actually admitting how they feel, or maybe the healing isn't really coming from another person. Maybe it's you, coming from you, finally deciding that you actually deserve peace, that you don't need to keep fighting every battle, and you choosing what is healthy for you, all right? What is good for you is good for the next, all right? Flowing down the river, there's a powerful shift that is, again, happening. I actually did a collective reading the other day about that powerful shift that's happening. A lot of shifts have been happening, all right? I mean, if we're looking at the astrology, the Cancer retrograde shadow period, when we came out of when it went direct, that shadow period was quite heavy. We just went into Saturn retrograde, all right? We're having the Aquarius full moon. We're busy in the portal. We're moving into the portal of eclipse season. We've got the 8-8 portal. And there's a few other retrogrades also happening, all right? Pluto, Neptune. Let's have a look at the bottom of the deck here. The Chariot. You're moving forward. In the next 72 hours, underlining energy here is you are moving forward. Whatever conflict has been happening, all right, it isn't here to stop you. Something about redirection. You taking the reins back, all right? You're no longer letting fear or other people's opinions stop you, or old patterns decide your future. You like choosing your direction. Some of you, this could be travel. Some of you could literally be traveling over the weekend, or in the next 3 days, or the next 72 hours, whenever this finds you. Sevens, you could have been seeing number 7. Sevens could also be a significant number for some of you. Spiritual awakening, a lucky number. Maybe some of you will receive news involving car or transportation or moving or some sort of quick trip. Or maybe this is just going to be your emotional movement, all right? Where you finally leaving something behind that has kept you stuck for actually much longer than it actually should have. Pile 1, I know this reading started off here with conflict, right? Disharmony triggers conflict, right? But I don't actually feel like this is actually a negative reading. It actually feels like this is a breakthrough reading. Sometimes a little discomfort creates the biggest transformations. I'm hearing that Spirit saying the triggers, these triggers, all right, the triggers, they weren't to punish you. They were actually showing you how much you've already outgrown them. And that's different energy, all right? So beautiful souls, if this reading found you today, take a deep breath, all right, before reacting. Pause before responding. I'm hearing choose peace where you can. Easier said than done, right? Pausing before reacting, right? But sometimes we do need to pause or walk away and just take a deep breath. But I'm hearing don't be afraid to stand in your truth when you need to. I'm hearing the next 72 hours could really help you close one small piece of the chapter. All right, big changes are coming in the next 16, I wanted to say 16, okay? Maybe 16 days, 16 months, all right? But I wanted to say in the next 6 months to 18 months, there's big changes happening, chapters that will be closing. New chapters will be beginning. Yes, and all this is happening so that something much more healthier can begin. Perhaps if this message resonated with you, you can let me know below in the comments. Drop a spider emoji. Perhaps you can let us affirm in the comments that you choose peace, I choose peace. Thank you for liking, subscribing, turning on your notification bells. Hey, if you would like a personal reading that's focused more on your unique situation, all right, all the details are in the description box. Until next time, take care of yourself. Trust your intuition, and remember the universe is always working behind the scenes, even when you can't quite see the whole picture yet. Beautiful souls, wolf souls, I'm sending you so much love and light. And I'll check you in the next one. Bye for now. Pile 2, welcome in beautiful souls. If you chose regret, repression, with the butterfly charm and the airplane, with the rainbow charm with the airplane one side and the cloud one side. All right, here we're clarifying here with the 4 of Wands, pile 2. Honestly, I feel like a Spirit is wrapping you in a big hug right now. Welcome in, beautiful souls. Thank you for hitting that like button. You know, this energy actually feels a little different from pile 1. It doesn't feel loud. It actually feels quiet. Like someone who's been carrying something in their heart for a little bit longer than they realized. All right? Regret, repression. Some of you, many of you, or whoever this is resonating with, may have been holding your feelings in. Maybe you've been pretending that you're okay, you know, putting on that smile, going to work, looking after everyone else, but deep down there's something that you haven't really fully let go of yet. And sometimes, you know, it's difficult to let go of things, all right? Some of you, this could be regret over something you wish you had said, or maybe you haven't told someone actually how much they meant to you. Maybe you wish you had spoken up sooner or did something sooner, or you know, the 4 of Wands is also about, it can be a marriage, all right? Maybe there's a bit of regret around a marriage, all right? Maybe 11:11 could be significant for some of you as well. Sunsets could be significant. Maybe you're wondering about something, all right? Like, what if you chose differently? For others, it's something about the past that's been playing over and over, thinking that I should have known kind of energy, all right? Or I should have left earlier. I should have taken that opportunity. Spirit wants you to know something right now, that you made the best decision you could with the version of yourself you were back then. And I'm hearing, don't judge your past self with the wisdom that you've gained today. But with the Four of Wands also coming out, despite the sadness, Spirit is talking also about stability, celebration, home, family, unions, and there will be happier moments that will be returning. It's almost like you have been feeling a little bit emotionally stuck, all right? Here's the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. This could be about a marriage. And also, oh wow, judgment, an awakening. Perhaps whatever this situation has been, it's awakened you. I'm actually hearing, don't let yesterday stop you from living tomorrow. Yeah, definitely. I think some of you that picked pile 2, all right, the next 72 hours, many of you might find yourselves thinking about the past, that decision. Something about, maybe it's something about a decision that you wish you had made differently regarding a relationship, a missed opportunity. It could be that words that you could have maybe said differently, or words that you wish you hadn't maybe said. But the beautiful thing is that butterfly that's coming out reminds me that there is some sort of transformation, awakening that often happens after a season of being hidden away. The version of you that maybe made past choices, all right? It isn't the same version of you that's listening to the reading today. Definitely, I'm getting the energy of you've grown, you've learned, you've changed. And I think Spirit really wants you to remember that. All right, let's dive deeper and look in the cards. Let's have a look at the current energy. Should we keep these 2 out here? There has been some sort of heartbreak and real disappointment, all right? Regret. Okay, let's see. A current energy. We have the 6 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. 6 and 9 could be significant. 69. 15, again, 6s. Harmony. All right, Spirit is saying, yeah, this is the obstacle and the challenge. And this is where things are getting interesting with these 2 cards, all right? Because the challenge isn't that you can't move forward. The challenge is believing that you are allowed to move forward. Leaving the emotional storms behind. All right, stepping into your independence, your confidence, your self-worth, standing on your own feet. Some of you are ready for a better chapter. A part of you maybe keeps looking over your shoulder. Though their heads are not turned back, though. They are looking forward. but maybe there is a subconscious feeling of you looking back over your shoulder. Something about like you've been carrying the emotional baggage that doesn't belong on the journey anymore. I mean, that airplane and the rainbow charm, right? Really catches my attention here. Some of you, for a few of you, or some of you, something about travel or booking a trip or moving. I mean, Six of Swords can also be about that physical move, all right? Crossing over waters. Maybe it's someone returning from overseas or receiving news from another city or country, or simply dreaming about a completely different life, all right? Dreaming about moving across waters. For some of you also, the aeroplane is saying it's time for you to take off. All right, I'm seeing the green as like the green light on the robot or the traffic light, right? Go. But something about maybe you can't keep one foot on the runway forever, right? Some of you maybe are afraid to leave a relationship or a job because it's familiar, or maybe you've finally healed from a breakup, but still compare everyone new to your ex or something like that. Or you're in a relationship or you are in a marriage and you keep comparing everyone, all right? Maybe you started creating something new, but maybe you've been doubting yourself because of past failures. Maybe you're waiting for everyone else's approval before maybe choosing your own happiness. And I'm hearing you don't need permission to move forward. Going back to the current situation here, I feel like some of you maybe are so focused on something that did go wrong that you're actually forgetting to see what's going actually right. Maybe some of you might just be invited somewhere in the next few days, like a birthday, a family gathering, a barbecue, a wedding, a celebration, or something where you reach a milestone, or there's going to be some sort of invitation. Maybe this is just going to be your current situation in the next 72 hours, right? Something about spending quality time with people who genuinely do care about you. Maybe some of you really may struggle to fully enjoy moments because your mind keeps drifting back to something that you cannot change. Spirit's saying you can allow yourself to be happy without feeling guilty. Someone has been carrying guilt for a very long time. For others, maybe you sense some sort of relief after weeks or months of stress, all right? Something has been worrying, you've been worrying about something that will finally settle down. I'm hearing that you can finally breathe. Yeah, something definitely about commitment, spiritual lessons, traditional paths, forgiveness, second chances, and answering a calling, a higher calling. It's almost like Spirit saying, your past was a lesson, it's not a life sentence. All right, let's get Spirit's guidance out here. We have the Two of Pentacles and we have the Nine of Wands. Something about you have been jungling a lot, all right? It could be with work, family, finances, responsibilities. It could be your emotions, situations. Maybe some of your people pleasers and trying to keep everyone happy while also carrying your own emotional weight. Balance is needed, all right? Some of you are extremely tired, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, but you are resilient. Now's not a time to give up. You're actually much closer than you think. Right? The nine energy, double nines here. a number of endings, completion, wisdom. You are preparing for a new cycle, all right? As I mentioned in pile 1, all right, we're going into the eclipse season, all right? There's a lot of cycles that are ending and new cycles that will be opening. We can't all fully see the full picture, all right? 2 and 9 makes 11, all right? Spiritual awakening, new beginnings. I'm hearing Spirit like almost whispering, stop reopening chapters that have already ended. Some of you are still emotionally living in a story that your spirit, your soul has already closed. You know, rainbows don't appear before the storm, right? They appear after the storm. There is some sort of difficult season. Your difficult season, Spirit is saying, wasn't meant to last forever. It was actually preparing you for this next chapter in your story. I honestly feel like many of you are much closer to a breakthrough than you actually realize, all right? The original card that was at the bottom of the deck, the Hierophant, Spirit is pointing out here, 5, change is happening. Something about the lesson. Some of you are really becoming teachers simply because of everything that you have survived, all right? Yeah, we have that also, the 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, all the pain and disappointments that you've been through. Those things that you survived. Others of you are being guided towards something new, starting a course, receiving advice. All right, Taurus energy here. Some of you are really growing spiritually or simply trusting your own inner wisdom instead of constantly doubting yourself. Like Spirit's like saying here that your experiences weren't wasted. They became your wisdom. Pile 2. This card stayed here at the bottom. It was painful, but you're going to get through this. Something really, really broke your heart. I'm hearing, don't repress your feelings, your emotions. Feel them, work through them, journal them, talk about them. Express yourself. Okay, Spirit wants to leave you with one message, all right? They're saying, please stop pushing yourself to being someone you no longer are. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every wrong turn helped shape the wiser, stronger version of you that is sitting here today listening to this video. Butterflies doesn't regret becoming that. They don't regret being that caterpillar, right? A butterfly doesn't regret being that caterpillar. It simply keeps flying. And I truly feel that your message over the next 72 hours is to allow yourself to celebrate actually how far you've come. Let yourself enjoy the present moment. Release what no longer belongs in your heart. Find a way to release it. Because your future deserves a version of you that's willing to move forward, not the version that is still calling yesterday or still carrying yesterday. I don't know why I said calling yesterday. Number 25 could be significant for some of you as well. 24. 7, the number 7 could be significant here as well. 6s. I did mention 11s. Number 4 as well. Beautiful souls, if this reading resonated with you, helped you in any sort of way, let me know in the comments. Perhaps you can put that butterfly emoji or rainbow emoji, or perhaps you can just put in the comments that you choose to move forward. Beautiful souls, thank you for hitting that like button, commenting, being subscribers, turning on your notification bells. Hey, if you would like a personal reading that more focuses on your unique journey, or you want more details, dive deeper and more clarity onto your personal journey, all the details for bookings are below in the description box. Until next time, Wolf Soul, keep trusting your intuition, keep believing in yourself, and remember, even when life feels cloudy, the rainbow is already on its way. Beautiful soul, I'm sending you so much love and light, and I'll check you in the next one. Hey, group 3. If you were drawn to this card, Seeds Spring, along with the clock charm and this crown charm, I honestly feel like Spirit is saying there's something about your season is changing. After everything you've been through, after some sort of waiting, all the waiting, the delays, the uncertainty, something that you've been planting seeds, or you've been planting something for a while, will finally begin to grow. Some of you, seeds that you started planting from spring. Some of you will be seeds that will sprout when you go into spring. Or perhaps this is over the next 72 hours. Something is just going to begin to grow over the next 72 hours. The beautiful thing about seeds is that when they're underground, it looks like nothing is happening. But underneath the surface, everything is changing. And I feel that's exactly where many of you right now are, is that you may not see all the results yet, but Spirit does. Now the clock, all right. Now what's really catching my attention here is the long hand is like between the 10 and the 11, right? So perhaps 10 to 2 or 2:55 or 2:22 like on the clock, or yeah, 10:55, any of those numbers could be significant. Numbers that maybe simply remind you that timing matters. Maybe that's why the clock is even here as a charm, like timing matters. The Spirit's also saying in a message here, they're whispering that you're not behind. Things are unfolding exactly as they were meant to. The crown. I'm hearing know your worth. Adjust it. Adjust your crown and know your worth. Some of you maybe have spent so much time doubting yourselves that you actually forgotten how capable you really are. And the Spirit wants you to remember who you are. This is clarifying by the King of Cups for your current situation. I really love this combination. The King of Cups is the energy of emotionally mature, someone that is calm during the storm, someone that doesn't react to every wave, someone that responds with wisdom. Some of you have been doing a lot of emotional healing recently. Maybe you've stopped reacting to situations maybe the way you used to. All right, water energy could be significant. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Maybe you're learning to protect your peace instead of proving your point. And if you are doing that, that's growth. For some of you, the King of Cups could be representing someone that is entering your life. It could be a supportive partner or a caring friend, a father figure, all right? Maybe there's someone with salt and pepper hair. The color red, blue could be significant. He's also wearing a crown. Boats could be significant, starfish, the ocean. Or maybe it's someone here that somebody who will offer you advice, wise advice, exactly when you need it. For others, maybe this is just your own energy, all right? If it's not somebody else, it's your own energy. Like Spirit is showing how much you've actually matured over the last year, even if you don't always see yourself. Over the next 72 hours, some of you may finally receive some sort of positive feedback after working hard on something. Someone may even receive some sort of compliment. Someone may compliment your work or recognize something about your efforts. Maybe you might receive a heartfelt conversation where emotions are expressed honestly instead of they are being avoided. Someone who has always appeared emotionally distant maybe is now suddenly showing up. Or perhaps maybe you're going to notice yourself staying calm in a situation that would have maybe completely overwhelmed the old version of you. Set you off on a roller coaster ride, right? And now you're calm. And that's your growth. Something about that's your seed right now in the next 72 hours beginning to bloom. Remember, take what resonates, leave the rest. Let's have a look here at the obstacle and the challenge. 6 of Wands, 9 of Swords. I'm hearing harmony. All right? 6 of Wands is normally about success. So success is available, recognition is available, victory is available. But you've been stressing about something about that, or your own thoughts are convincing you otherwise. Something about winning or getting recognition about something is lying awake at night or worrying about it or overthinking it or questioning, like, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? What if people judge you? Right? Does that sound familiar? And the challenge isn't the success that isn't coming. The challenge is believing you deserve the success. Maybe you've been thinking over the next 72 hours, you're thinking about applying for a new job, but keep talking yourself out of it. Maybe you wanting to start your own business, like a YouTube channel or creative project or a side hustle, or preparing for something. But there's some sort of fear that's whispering that nobody will care. Something that you've been worrying about, are you going to win it? Are you going to come on top? Are you going to succeed? Maybe it could even be a situation where somebody wants to ask another person out or send that message, apply for that promotion or share that idea, posting something online. But there's something about anxiety that says here, what if it doesn't work out? And Spirit's saying, but hey, what if it does? Maybe you're going to receive praise over the next few days and struggle to accept the compliment because you're so used to criticizing yourself. And I'm hearing here, let yourself receive it. You've earned it. So what is Spirit's guidance here? 2 of Wands and the Fool. Looking towards the future. Looking towards the horizon, planning, dreaming, thinking about what is next. Taking that next step. Spirit saying, take that leap. You don't need to know the entire journey ahead to have it all figured out. You only need enough courage to take that next step. Planning and working towards that video or that race or doing your CV and putting it out there. All right, sending that message. Every successful person started at once as a beginner, right? Every expert was once nervous. Every journey started with one decision. Some of you are making plans involving some sort of travel. Maybe you're moving house, changing careers, starting a new relationship, going back to study, launching a business, preparing for something. Whatever that is simply that you deciding that life, maybe you're just simply going to decide that life is going to look different from this moment forward. Spring energy is also about that new beginnings, fresh opportunities, ideas, growth, and not letting fear and doubt, negative self-talk, self-sabotage convince you that you're not ready. Sometimes we become ready by taking that leap, right? Continuously practicing. Keep doing that thing. Keep planning, putting it out there. All right, let's have a look at the bottom of the deck here. We have the Magician. Beautiful Gemini energy coming out here. Now, the Magician is saying that you do have all the tools necessary. You already have the knowledge. You already have the strength. You may not have all the answers. You may not know how everything will play out. You don't know what the response will be. You don't know if you're going to win. But you have enough to begin. To believe that you will be successful. Stop waiting for permission. Spirit's saying don't wait for permission. Go for it. You've been waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect confidence. The perfect isn't what is required. The action is. The Magician is like your thoughts create your reality. Speak kindly to yourself. Believe in your abilities. And watch what begins to unfold. Pile 3, Group 3, beautiful souls. If I could describe your reading in one sentence, it would be that your future is asking you to believe in yourself before you can fully see the results. The seeds you're planting or have planted are growing. Even if you don't see the sprouts yet, or every sprout. The crown reminds you that you are worthy. All right, we got a crown here, we got a crown here on top of the King of Cups ahead. Affinity symbols could be significant, right? Amethyst. Vehicles could be significant. Specifically that one, that combi. Ew. They're very scarce on the road. You don't see them anymore. Passion. Orange here, passion. The clock is also reminding you that the divine timing is real and taking that leap of faith, the Fool. The Magician is that, again, you've had the power inside of you all along. I truly believe the next 72 hours could bring some sort of opportunity, a conversation, idea, or even a moment that reminds you just how much potential you actually do have. Don't let fear talk you out of something that could completely change your future. Beautiful souls, if this message helped you, brought you clarity, helped you in any sort of way or resonated, perhaps you can put a crown emoji or maybe even that seed leaf emoji, right? And say that I am ready for my next chapter. I am ready for my next chapter. Thank you for liking the video, subscribing and leaving those comments, turning on that notification bell. And hey, if you would like a personal reading, all right, focus on your unique path, all the details are in the description box. A beautiful soul. Until next time, keep planting those seeds. Keep nurturing those seeds. Keep watering them. Keep trusting in the divine timing. And never forget, The life that you're dreaming about often begins the moment you choose to believe you are worthy of it. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I'll check you in the next one. Bye for now.